Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. We are back for a sit down with Shan, guys, and as I say, the setups are a little bit questionable at the moment. Okay, we're just going to go with it. We are currently living out of boxes and suitcases. Woohoo! So there is a lot of stuff that is still not done, but we have a mattress. So sit down with Shan will be at the mattress. We don't have the bed made just yet because all of the bedding is away. So please bear with us. We are still in the moving stage. It seems like many months we've been in the moving stage, but I'm hoping we will get somewhere with it. So sit down with Shan. I did plan to actually do this on holiday, but to be honest guys, we were too busy enjoying ourselves and relaxing. So I do apologise that it is the backdrop here for the house. Holiday content will be coming very soon. I'm in the process of editing the vlogs, which there's a lot of footage. You know what I'm like when I film on holiday. So please bear with me. There is a lot of footage. We're trying to get them up, and I feel I would have 2 pre-holiday, 5 holiday, then a roundup and travel diaries day after each other. So I feel like we're going to have 9 videos on the trot, all still St. Lucia. So I do hope you enjoy, but that's not what we're here for. We are here, trusty iPad to hand, which I think I need to get a new case for because it's kind of falling apart on me right now. But it is all to do with body image, and I've done something previously to do with body image or our body confidence, but as you all know, we've been having the trolls out lately, and I am the first one, guys, to say I put on a little bit of timber. I put on a little bit of timber. I am more than open about that. Trying to move, not having a kitchen, living off of takeaways, also just not really having the time to cook or the want to cook, to be perfectly honest, but it doesn't matter. That was not at the forefront of mine or Dan's mind. We have just been enjoying life, and as I say, coming back from holiday, I've not yet stepped on the scales to see how much I've put on a holiday, but I don't care right now. However, it does seem to bother people that I've put on weight, and I'm like, you know what? I had a lot of messages from people saying, Shan, don't listen to the comments, fine as you are, lovely comments, and I thought, you know what, I want to address it because I do think it's something that not just women, men as well, I think we all can sometimes be judged or targeted for our weight, and I just don't think it's acceptable, to be honest, in this day and age. So as always, I asked over on my email or my Instagram, AllThingsShannonLeighxx, and my email. They're down in the descriptions box below, my lovelies, if you ever want to get involved in any of these videos, whether it be sit downs, scandals, Q&A, mukbang, Mama G, everything like that. I thought, why don't we do that this month? And then what I'm actually going to do is, I think somewhere amongst this video, I don't think I've ever really opened up much about my body image in terms of growing up and bits and bobs like that. So yeah, I think I'll try and touch a little bit on that, because I do find when I have comments left, my initial response to someone is always, you don't know what people have dealt with or faced prior, so maybe keep your opinions to yourself because it could tip someone over the edge. But stop rabbiting. I'm going to have a quick mouthful of me vitamin water because I feel like I'm going to be gassing a lot this morning, and let's go. Right, I'm actually just going to keep the drink next to me, out of shop but still there, because yeah, Lidl's Carrick Glen vitamin water drink, I have been obsessed with these. They do some other flavours, but I find the mandarin and orange is the one that works best for me, my lovelies. Let's have a look. And I had someone say as well, you know when you do like your dressing gown videos, are you naked underneath? No guys, I have a t-shirt on. Can't be naked under that. Oh my god, we'll be getting demonetised. Let's have a look. But yeah, I always keep a little shirt on, so if you see it popping through, I'm not naked. Right, let's have a look. So there was quite a lot of responses on this, and it actually makes me sad. The first one, I'm like, because this is a lovely lady. I've got my wedding next year. I'm size 10 to 12, but I have 0 confidence. My lovely, first off, you're going to look amazing in your wedding dress. The day is going to be so special. You will be the belle of the ball. And you know what? You will wonder why you was ever so worried. You will just, it will go past in the blink of an eye. Blink of an eye, blink of an eye. Blink and flash. I've got a thing at the moment. I'm trying to combine words. Shannon, I don't know what you're trying to do that for, but yes. As I say, with Brogan's wedding, that literally, we was there and the day just flew by, and then we were sitting having Sunday lunch the next day. Like, can you believe it's just gone? And then it was like, can you believe it's been a week, 2 weeks, a month? Like, time flies by and we look back on those photos and we're just like, can we just relive it? Can we just redo it all over again? You will look absolutely amazing. I feel there's a lot of pressure on brides and grooms to look a certain way and have a certain dress. No. Have what you feel comfortable in, what is quirky to you and your partner. And if people don't like it, there is a door they can leave. No one is forcing them to be there. And I think you just focus on you. Focus on you and your loved ones. You will be absolutely stunning, okay? And also let me know how the wedding goes. One of my lovelies says, hi, hope you're okay and looking forward to your holiday. Oh, my lovely, holiday has been and gone now and I'm looking forward to my next holiday. When that will be, I don't know, but we'll go with it. They say, I used to really struggle with my body image. I put 4 stone on during pregnancy and have only managed to lose 2 stone since my little boy, and he was born 6 months ago. When I was on my honeymoon in 2022, I felt so big and like I'd not lost enough weight. Now looking back at these photos, I think, oh my God, I looked fat. I spent all my honeymoon worried about what I looked like in a swimming costume to look back years later and think, why? I'm trying to learn from this and love the body I have. I obviously want to be fit and healthy for my little boy, but I do not want to obsess over it. Wishing you all the best. Thank you. I can completely relate to this. Not in terms of baby, I don't have a child, but you look back on pictures and you think, what was you worried about? I look back on pictures sometimes and like this lady, at that time I thought, oh my God, I didn't lose enough weight for that holiday. Oh God, look at that belly roll. Oh God, look at me bingo wings. I look back at that now and I think, God, I'd love to have only had one little belly roll. Now I'm sitting with quite a few at the moment. That's probably filled with quite a lot of rum and pina coladas at the moment, but hey ho. But you do look back and you think, you spend so much time obsessing over that period that did you actually really enjoy the moment? And one thing for this holiday, I nowhere near lost the weight I wanted to for this holiday. So I've put on 1/2 stone from beginning of the year to August when I weighed myself. And at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to lose a stone. So I was about 1.5 stone away from where I wanted to be. And I had all of these ideas for the month before the holiday to crash diet. Crash diet, go on a water cleanse, everything like that. Dan, being the sensible one, was like, what on earth are you talking about? Because I was like, right, I'll drink this many litres of water in the morning, I'll then do this much exercise and I'll have like a head of broccoli for me dinner. He was like, Shan, why? And I was like, well, I need to lose it. And he said, first off, no. He says he loves me whichever body shape size I am. And I'm like, you're just saying that because you're with us. But he's seen me, as I say, we've known each other for over 4 years. So he's seen me through my stages at work. 1 minute I'd be normal weight, for example. And then when in past relationships, if things got a bit thin, I just wouldn't eat and I would just drop down. And then he's seen me maybe when I was a little bit heavier than I am now. And then I lose it all. He's seen me through my gym phase. And he's seen me at all different things over work schedules. And he's like, as long as you're healthy, that is the main thing. So I said to him, I really want to just cut the crap. So for the month before the holiday, I just tried to cut out the snacking. I tried to cut out the snack man and that. And I can't lie, some mornings I did fancy snack man. When it was Mother Nature, I'm like, I'm having snack man. And he's like, you do you. Do I look back on the pictures that we've had for the holiday this year and think, oh, you look a bit dumpy? Yeah, I do. Some of the photos that we have, I look at them and I'm like, oh God. Why? And he looks at me and he says, you look beautiful. I'm like, you're just saying that. But we enjoyed ourselves. He said with the holiday, it was our first holiday, let's enjoy and have fun. And we did. I didn't feel myself so much comparing. Don't get me wrong, I am that person. I will go to a swimming pool. And of course, is this just a ladies thing to do? Please tell me. But when you're there and someone is obviously in better shape than you, you look at them, you look at your belly and you think, oh God. You get conscious. After a few days, I couldn't give two flying hoots. I thought everyone here has probably seen my fat ass wobbling around, whatever. At dinner times, if I wore something and I'm a bit like, suck it in, Shan, or you walk past someone and they've got nice, thin, slender arms and there's me with me bingo wings, I'd put a shawl over it. But I didn't find myself actually comparing as much as I did when I was solo travelling. Because I think solo travelling, I would look around and be like, right, okay. And there was no one there to kind of distract you in a way, like no one to talk to or have there to be like, you look fine, like what's wrong with you? Why are you comparing? And Dan says that's one of my biggest downfalls. He's like, you always compare yourself and you want to try and be better, but there's nothing wrong with comparing, but don't go obsessive over it. Don't be sitting there thinking, I need to be a size 6 tomorrow. Why can't I look like that? I'm just going to drink water and I'm going to lose the weight like that. It doesn't work. And I'm thinking, I'm coming up to 30. I've had many years of yo-yo dieting that I should know that it doesn't work out like that. And I've just realised I actually still do have a bit of a tan. I don't know about you guys, my tan drops within weeks. So I'm doing everything I can. I'm after sunning up. I'm trying to keep my body moisturised so that it didn't peel and crack. But yeah, I just saw that and I was like, oh, I do have a little bit of a tan. I'm not pasty Casper, but yeah. We do obsess, don't we? And we look back and you think, did I actually enjoy that moment? But I can wholeheartedly say, St. Lucia, I stuffed my face, I drank my body weight in drink, but do I feel bad for it? No, we had fun. And there's a photo of me and Dan. We had like a little shoot on the beach because we had a romantic dinner, the romantic dinner on the beach. And there's one picture and I'm like, oh my God, my double chins. But Dan had said something and I just burst out laughing and the woman quickly got it. And Dan said that is probably one of the best shots because it's natural. Like I've just looked at him and I've burst out laughing. All right, I've got double chin for sensual, but it was natural. It wasn't the photos you have on holiday, guys. They're very posed, don't get me wrong. Look into each other's eyes, hold his hand like this, look at him, turn around. Dan, bless him, he had poor neck at the end of it. He was like, what is going on? I was like, it's okay. But yeah, and I look at that picture and I think, oh my God. But then the memory I have with that picture, I know what he said, I know the reason for my laugh. And I think memories, because I see a thing on TikTok, and it might be on Instagram, they say like, when everyone's time comes, you could be 80, 90, 100 years, a billion years old. You don't want to look back and think, I wish I'd have done that, but I didn't because I was worried what other people might think I look like. Like, no, we have one life and we should deal with our life and be as we want to be. So I am all here for that, my lovelies. I totally get that. As I say, I have not had a baby for baby weight, but I know with my weight fluctuation and obviously not obsessing. When I first got back into the gym for Dominican 2 years ago, I was going 5 days a week to the gym. I was going 5 till 6 before my work for an hour, do a workout. I would then leave my house at about 6, half 6 on a Saturday morning. I would do a 2.5 mile walk to my gym. I would do 3 classes back to back and I'd get back to my house maybe 12:30, 1-ish. Again, doing a 2.5 mile walk back. And don't get me wrong, in 6 months, I think I lost 2 stone 2. Great, but I had no life. I had no life. I was eating bland food. My hypoglycemia was the most unstable it's ever been. My sugars were all over the place. And I probably wasn't in the best state. But I thought, well, it doesn't matter. The work's coming off. Like, it's working. I think for me in the new year, it will be, hopefully we're in the house. There's some stability there. But it will be getting back into bulk cooking, prepping, getting out on walks. I want to start boot camps. We've got local boot camps in the area, which I think I might go for opposed to the gyms. But healthiness and obsession, they can link each other. And, oh, hang on a minute, darlings. Let's just have a look. Dan's just messaged. He says, can you call me, please? What's happened? Oh, no, I wonder if the coffee machine's out of order. The coffee machine broke on me this morning. We've reserved one and now I'm just thinking that it's not working. One sec. Sorry about that, my lovelies. Just a little check-in. But yeah, we always look back, don't we, and think, oh, we shouldn't, why are we stressing? But we're human. That's the way we are. One of my lovelies says, I used to be a skinny mini, but I now am a 12-14 and I don't really care what people think anymore, to be honest. I'm so comfortable in my own skin now, of which we all come in different shapes and sizes and we all look different. Beauty definitely shines from the inside and it's took me years to learn that no one is perfect. Sending best wishes, Shannon and Dan and Mama G. Your channel is so good. Thank you, my lovely. And I think once you have that mindset of, you know what, it is what it is, I'm happy with my body, that is all that matters. You don't feel the need to obsess so much, and you don't feel the need to worry so much, and just, what are you going to say? Dan gets annoyed with me sometimes because I'm very much the first person to call myself the F word. And I say the F word because I'm not going to say it because I feel it could be triggering, but it's 3 letters, begins with F and ends with T. I call myself that. And he says, why? Why are you calling yourself that? And I say, if I call myself the worst things possible, when Joe Blogs down the road or on the internet tells me it, it's not really going to hurt, because I'm like, tell me something I don't know. Tell me something that I don't tell myself. So yeah, that is how I see it. But he doesn't, he says I should be kinder to myself in my mind, and we are not all perfect. We are not all perfect, but that is what makes us perfect. If we was all the same, God, it would be a boring world, wouldn't it? It would be boring, to say the least. So yes, get that mindset, will be good to go, my lovelies. One of my lovelies says, hi Shan and fam. Last year I was just 1 pound off of 20 stone, and I was in a bad place, I'm going to say. I tried everything and could not lose a pound. I was always going to start that diet on Monday. So I took the steps to go to my doctor and asked for help. I was so tired 24/7 and I felt like a slug. I was put on Saxenda. Now you have to put in the effort, so I cut out all sweets, snacks, litres of Coke I was drinking, and after losing 2 stone, I still felt like crap. So I guess Saxenda is a form of a pill, or maybe like a medicine. The doctor done an ECG and I was sent to the hospital 2 days later as my heart rhythm was all over the place. I was diagnosed with AFib, atrial fibrillation. I had more tests done, and like Mama G, they found out I'd had a mini heart attack. Oh my God! I hope you're okay now. So I have to go through a stress test now to see if I have a blockage. I'm 51 and I'm glad I lost the weight, but I feel no better physically. I've lost over 5 stone now. Oh my goodness, congratulations. Well done you. Thought if I ever lost 5 stone, I'd feel fantastic, but I still feel the same, just slimmer. I'm 5'10", so I can carry a bit of extra weight. And I'm glad I went to the doctor. Like, kudos to you. Absolutely amazing that you've lost that. Like, on your own, well done. I have 8 kids and the 2 youngest are still in school, so I just need to stay healthy now, as you never know what's going on the inside of you. My tips are to anyone to go to your doctor. You've got less chance of falling off the wagon if you've got someone watching you. That's how I used to feel like with my PT. Say to me to go to a gym now, and I'm like, nah. If I've paid for a PT, I'm like, damn it, I've got to go because I've paid. Having someone like watching over you, I totally get that it gives you the oomph. I don't eat after 6 in the evening, which I think is the biggest help. I also had no side effects with Saxenda, as I was sceptical about it, but that is just my experience. Oh, it's a daily injection into the belly. Very painless to do, and the needle is micro. Oh, okay. I just thought needles to the belly was like insulin I used to do for my granddad, but okay. My heart goes out to anyone with weight issues, as it's desperate, and I know how low you can feel. Honestly, if I can lose it, anyone can. I had to just cut out everything that was bad. I'm not promoting Saxenda, I'm just saying it worked for me. Lots of love to you all. Thank you very much for sharing your story, my darling. Story. I didn't even know. See, I think like, what is out there for weight loss? I don't think of pills and that. I just think surgery. Like Shannon's mind goes straight to, I'll have a nip and tuck. I try to skip out the exercise, the healthy eating and all of that, but there are stuff here. So if you guys are maybe looking for something, as I say, this lady, she's not promoting it, but maybe go to your doctor and see what else is out there to help people. Oh, I love that. And as I say, 5 stone, it was a struggle to lose 2 stone. So God knows what you've done to lose 5, but good on you. Good on you, my darling. And I hope it continues and you're all well. And if you can, drop me a message how you've got on with your stress test to see with the heart. I hope everything's all right with that. As I say, I think that could have been what Mama G had done. Mama G's been like back and forth for the past couple of months. So on the next time we have her on the channel, I'll try and get a little health update as well for you. One of my lovelies, count me in please. My weight has been up and down many times and no one asked why. Was asked once when I was picking up from nursery, was I pregnant at the time? And all I could say was no. It was the medication I was on for epilepsy and I went up to 16 stone. I got so upset that I went back to the specialist to tell him I'd had enough, as I was just getting bigger. They changed them and told me that the one I am on would be for life, but the weight come off very slowly. I battled with it for years, then out of the blue, the menopause started. And I know it was more as I would sweat it out, so it would be like I'd been in the rain. However, the one thing, there was no pattern, so that was when I went to the GP. Done blood tests to find out not only had the menopause started, but I had an underactive thyroid. More pills for the rest of my life, and the weight still goes up and down now, but it seems to be steady. Never would I ever pull someone or call someone because of their weight, as it affects your life, and what is said and does causes issues with food. My sister goes mad at me because I will still buy size 16 and she makes me send them back. Funny, we were going out and I asked the hubby, do I look okay? And he said, you always have. Trolls are just plain nasty with nothing better to do with their lives, and I hate them with a passion. Could ring the next for what they have to say sometimes. Have always learned the hard way to just not comment back, but will depend on what it is. You always look well put together and love you loads. Thank you very much, my lovely. So this is the thing, right? First off, never, never, never would I, in my dreams, say to someone, are you pregnant? Because first off, unless someone says it to you, or it's evident that, say, they're 7, 8, 9 months ready to drop, you don't know, first off, if that person has had weight problems. You don't know if that person has gone through child loss. And I think that's a reason I would never say, because you don't know what you could be dredging up for someone. I know sometimes people, it's just off the cusp, if they saw someone and say, oh my God, when are you due? And you're like, just bloated. I, for one, when my belly flares up, I can look at my belly and I will look 4 months pregnant. I will have a very significant protruding bump. Next time it flares up, if I'm vlogging, I normally wear something really baggy. If you guys see me on a vlog and I'm in like a big snuddy, half the time I've got really bad bloating. One time, whenever that may be, I will show you. Because when people say bloating's not bad, I'm not diagnosed with any IBS or anything like that, but my belly will go rock solid into a belly formation, little ball sitting there, done. To the point that when I come off of holiday, my belly gets really funny coming off of holidays. And when I say, are you actually talking to me right now? I've not actually fed you this morning, you've only had juice. My belly's growling. I do apologise if you heard that. Shush, I'll feed you after. See, it's coming out of holiday. It's like you would have had your breakfast and your mimosas. Why have you literally given me juice? I can't give you rum at like 9 o'clock in the morning. We're back home now. It's not going to be the way. But I come back off holiday and my belly was rock solid. And I had the bump. And Mum looked at me and she was like, Shan? I was like, yeah. She was like, something you need to tell me. I was like, no, Mum. I was like, it's my bloating. And she was like, really? And I was like, touch it. And it was solid. And she was like, is that painful? I was like, yes, it is painful. I was like, this is what happened. So she's now saying, should I go and get tested for like IBS or to see what is up with my gut health? Because, yeah, it just flares up every now and again and it is painful to say the least. So I get that. But that is a reason I would never ask, because I would be mortified if someone said to me, oh, are you pregnant? Because not even for the fact I've been pregnant or anything like that, but I just don't think it's something you ask someone. I think it's quite an intrusive comment. So I would not ask unless someone said, oh, I'm pregnant by the way. And I'd be like, oh, congrats. As I say, unless they are out here ready to drop and it's very evident. But in the early months when it's that, are they, aren't they? Like, I just think don't ask. Don't ask. But I love that. Hubby said you always have. I always say to Dan, you're lying. You're just saying that because you're with me. And he's like, you look beautiful. And I'm like, no. As I say, he moans at me because I call myself the F word. And I'm just like, yeah. But thyroids. Now, underactive, I think, makes you put on weight. And is an overactive makes you lose weight suddenly. I know that one of them is vice versa. But I don't really know which way around. I do apologise, my lovely. But again, that. I find medication, when I started my pill, I put on about 1.5 stone and I was like, what's happening to me? But they said it's the medication, and depending on what medication you're on, it can affect your weight and how you process foods and your metabolism. So yeah, sometimes when people look at someone and they might think they've put the weight on. You never know, because it could be medication and health reasons. So let's not be judgy, people, all right? Let's not be judgy. My lovely says, well, I think it's wrong to body shame. It could be medical problems, or maybe they like how they look. All this bullying around body image has to stop. I'm with you there. Mum, again, had very turbulent times when she was growing up with her weight. And they would always say, you need to lose weight for your asthma. When my mum would lose weight, my mum would have asthma attack after asthma attack. Her body doesn't cope with being thinner than what she was. When she would put on a little bit of weight, her asthma would be fine. So when she kept having her consultations, her doctors would say, Golda, you need to lose weight. She'd say no, because I'll lose the weight and I'll end up in hospital. And I think it was a vicious cycle for a couple of years. And then one day she lost one time. She went to the doctors because she got called in because she'd had all the asthma attacks. Called her in. The doctor said, Golda, you're too thin. She said, you told me to lose weight. This is the weight I should be. This is what I am. This is what you've told me to be. And he said, but you've had, I think she'd had like 5 asthma attacks in the space of a couple of months. So ones where she'd had to be going in hospital. And he said, no, he said, we can't do this. I think you need to put a bit of weight on. And Mum was like, this is what I'm telling you. My body works better when I have a bit of weight on for my medical reasons. Like, no one knows your body better than yourself. A doctor and hospitals can say they're medical professions, but only you know your body. You will know when your body feels a bit out of sorts. You will know your body when it's like, something's not right. I know around Mother Nature time, my girls, they get very, very sore. And instantly, I'm like, check for lumps. Because they say if anything changes, if it gets red, if it gets sore. I check myself daily. Dan checks me because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I think I found something. He'll be like, no, you're all good. I think you have to take care of yourself because, as I say, you know your body best. And medical professions can give their advice, but if something doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And you do what is best for your body, even if it's against the medical advice, for example. They say stay slim with asthma. Mum says 2 fingers up, I'm going to be a bit more chubbier because it helps with my asthma. I don't want to be in and out of hospital all the time. So yeah, the whole... It's just, I think we're in a society where people think they have an entitlement to judge someone's appearance and that, and I just think, no. I think, where has this entitlement come from? Where has it been allowed, in essence? Where has it been sprung that, yeah, you can bully someone and troll someone and target someone for the way they look? Because you can guarantee then people wouldn't like it backwards. Aye. One of my lovelies, here we are. Count me in, please. Hi, Shannon. Where do I start? When I was at school, I had a good body, I think. But when I left school, I had children and I put the weight on. And I ended up with a big belly and legs. I was bullied at school sometimes, and that made me very self-conscious about myself. And having a husband when I got older, I had a bad time as he used to call me really nasty names and call me the F word, and that no one would want me because I'm ugly. So he used to say I'd put myself down and call myself a so-called adult. So the fat sizing, look at people taking the mick out of the others, make me mad because it's the health troubles. First off, if your partner was being that horrible to you, you do not need that in your life. You can say to him, toodle pip. To be perfectly honest, toodle pip. Your partner should be the one that brings you up when you're feeling down. They shouldn't be the one to try and like dig that hole a little deeper. When you have children, you evidently put on weight. But as the first lovely says, don't obsess over it. And as long as your health... Oh, I think the gazebo's going up. I think there's a little party opposite, but guys, it's like on and off raining at the moment, and I'm like, I just hope it doesn't ruin the day for them. If it's health-wise and it's being managed, there is nothing that really you can do. If the doctor says, unfortunately, this medication is going to make you put on weight for the rest of your life, it's just going to have to be little tweaks like, oh, well, maybe I'll cut out fast food for a couple of days a week. But I think as long as your health-wise that is what is most important, your health-wise, because otherwise just, no. If you're doing it for others, which I'm the first one to say, I've lost weight because I think, oh, I'm the chubby one of the group, or why do I look like this and they don't? Now you just have to look back and think, sod it. I'm actually just going to quickly change the battery because it's flashing up and I'm bloody hoping that I've got another battery charge from holiday. See you in a minute. Luckily I had a spare battery, the others have gone on charge now because, yeah, I haven't been in a thing of recharging them since I've been back off of holiday, I'm afraid, my lovelies. So I need to just do that after this video. But we've got 2 final ones and these are big topics. So I want to give these a little bit of thing. Oh, look at that sun coming through. It's not quite the St. Lucian sun, but you're actually washing me out now, sun. Can you go a bit more darker so that I actually look like I still have my tan? Right, one of my lovelies. Hi, Shannon, sweetheart. Where do I start? This is a topic very close to my heart. It started growing up with my mum, who was very overweight and was at her biggest 18 stone. I remember worrying about her dying and losing her. My dad also used to call her names like the F word and lazy, but she certainly wasn't lazy, as she always cleaned and looked after the house impeccably. Soon as she lost the weight through slimming clubs, he'd still pick on her and try to sabotage her diet. This left me very confused. Sometimes I think people just don't want people to better themselves. So if someone thought, you know what, I am going to lose weight, I want to lose weight for me, and goes to Slimming World or clubs or does it off their own back, and then people are like, hold on a minute. No, they shouldn't be doing that. People, why? Why is the need to try and sabotage them? At age 14, I had a lot of puppy fat and a boy at the school kept taking the mick at me. I started to starve myself and I got down to under 6 stone. I became both vomiting constantly and the A word. I don't want to say certain words because I think it could be quite triggering. And if this video in any instance is triggering, please click off and I'll see you in another one. But yeah, I think by talking about body image, if this is going to affect you, a lot of you probably wouldn't have clicked on. But if there are some of you still here, I don't want to say certain words, but you know how we're talking with body image. This carried on through most of my 20s until I started a gym and I became really fit and toned. However, I still thought I was big. Now, aged 40, I am a 12-ish, but I still battle with weight and have a bad relationship with food, feeling guilty if I eat too much. I wish I could just be, she's quoted, normal and just enjoy the food. I don't make myself sick anymore as it's destroyed my teeth. I'm very glad to hear that. So what I'm saying is, as long as you're happy in your skin and you try to be healthy most of the time, then just enjoy life, my girl. By the way, my favourite saying to the haters is, I can lose the weight, but you'll always have an ugly soul. Take care and enjoy your life and your upcoming holiday. Thank you very much. And that sun is shining for you, my lovely. That sun is shining for you. Now, at school, kids say stuff and they don't realise it, do they? They say stuff because they think it's cool or they think it's fun. And then when they get older and they realise the words, they will look back and think, shit, I used to call someone that. Or they will feel what they used to offset to others. And it will come around. It will come around, my lovely. And when it does, everyone gets their karma. Everyone gets the karma. See, I'm with you on the gym side. When I got into the gym, I would still think I was big. I look back at them pictures now and I'm like, God, you was tiny to what you are now. Toning, I could never tone for my life. My bum would still wobble, my arms would still wobble. I used to stand in the mirror on holiday and say to Dan, oh God, look. That is my theme. I've been going, people thinking, God, that's a lot of bingo wing. They're actually probably not far off under there, but I'm like, you know what? If you need a bit of self-realisation, shake your arms in a mirror. And I was like, oh my goodness gracious. But I have done all of this. I've done the weights in PT. I used to say to my PT, can we please focus on my arms? We done all of that and it did not do diddly squat. So for me, my arms, like I will never ever be able to tone my arms. My bum, potentially, my arms, hell no. I'm glad you don't make yourself do stuff anymore. That is a thing. A lot of people think by making themselves sick that there's not any implications. There's obviously internal implications, but your teeth are ones that take an impact. So when I went through my gum treatment, they say, first off, piercings, your tongue piercing, take it out. And I'm like, no. They then said that my peel could be a contribution towards it. And then they also asked me, had I ever they classed it as regurgitated. To which at first I was like, huh? And the lady said, have you ever? And I said, many, many moons ago. Many moons ago. And I didn't realise, but it actually does affect teeth, your gums, your, she did say something to do with like the roots. Because of the pressure, it like causes everything to kind of go up. So I was like, but that was donkeys years ago. And she said it still has like a lasting or like a knock-on effect. So if you combine that with the peel, you combine that with the piercing, everything, it starts from something. And she said, out of the 3 things, what was it you done first? And I said, well, I wasn't on the peel when I done that. So that would have been like 13, 14 was the first time. Then I started the peel and then I had my tongue pierced. So it all went linked in hand because growing up, I was always the chubby one of my group. I was always the shortest, short and dumpy. That was me in the friendship group. And then I think I got to about 12, 13 in secondary school. And it was kind of like, why am I like this? And in my school, it was kind of glorified. It wouldn't be uncommon to see girls eating their lunch. And then you would hear them talk of, give it a few hours, like go to 4th period, I'll pop off to the toilet and it'll be gone. And silly me thought, why not? And then I went through a stage because everyone was getting boyfriends and I wanted someone, like everyone was getting boyfriends and I was just like, why am I the odd one out again? So you try and make yourself look nicer and then you get a boyfriend and you put a bit of weight on because you're getting comfortable and you're going out for meals and that. And then I got into work and I was doing like 12, 14 hour shifts in the kitchen. The weight was dropping off me anyway, but I wanted it quicker. And there would be times where it was basically a liquid diet. I would literally just drink water. Eating, there wouldn't be time for lunches and dinners. It would literally, you would taste your food as you go along. So if you did a soup, quick spoonful of soup, yep, da-da. And I lost a lot of weight. I went down quite drastically. I went from a comfortable size 10, 12, and I went down to a size 6/8. I lost all of my chest, all of my curves, to the point I remember I had one of my friend's sister's 16th birthday. I hadn't seen my partner at the time for about a month. Work shift was manic, he was in education, we just didn't see each other. And my mum walked in with me and my partner at the time, considering I was standing next to mum, said, where's Shan? And I was like, and when I say I've never, like, he looked at me as if to be like, that's not you. I'd literally, to the point, I was always a top heavy girl, okay? But when I lost the weight, I went down to about a B cup, which your girl's a double D. I lost that much. And I had a scarf. Who remembers you used to get the dupes of the Alexander McQueen scarves with the skulls? I had a little nude ribbed bodycon miniskirt, and this scarf, I'd had a spray tan, I wanted to feel nice. I didn't have anything to hold the scarf up with, so I literally tucked the scarf in, put it over like a halter neck and tucked it in, and I think I tied it around the back or however I done it. So I had a scarf holding, because there was nothing there. And my face, gone. I had no double chin though, but what I did have was 2 sticking out collarbones. And my partner at the time, we sat down and he was like, what's happened? And I said, oh, I've been working. And he was like, no, I know you've been working. He's like, you've not been eating. And I was like, oh, like I can't keep nothing down as it is. And he was like, can you not keep it down, or are you not wanting to keep it down? And I was just like, oh, potato, potato. But looking back on that now, to have your partner not recognise you, I know it had been a month, but like you still see each other on FaceTime or whatever, but I think to see someone in person, that obviously was a shock. And I didn't realise until that point that maybe I'd gone too far. So I would make sure on my shifts that I actually started to eat after. Even if I weren't getting into 10:30, 11, I would say to mum, I'm going to be in, say, 10:30. Can you put something on for me? And I'd literally come in, wolf it down, go to sleep. That didn't work well at the beginning because my body didn't want to eat late at night. It didn't want to potentially eat at all, to be honest. So yeah, it would maybe come out of wherever end it come out of, but yeah, I have been good like that. Don't get me wrong, there's times when you feel you can lapse back into stuff like that, and I just think, no, don't do it. But then I'm a hypocrite probably myself, because I got comments the day we was at the airport flying off to holiday. I think it was in the catch-up video, and the first thing I done, we was going for a meal after I saw them comments, I started looking back at the calories. You know me, I only calorie count when I'm in the gym or like I'm on a health kick. I don't tend to calorie count when I'm out. I don't like menus that have calories on, because I think that is actually very triggering. I don't think they should be on there. An option could be asked for it, but I think the menus should go out without them on. And if you want it for dietary reasons, you can ask for one with calories, but I don't think it should be the one with calories that you get instantly when you sit down at a table. And I knew what I wanted in my head. I sat down, I looked at the calories, and I changed my mind in an instant. And Dan was like, why are you looking at the menu for so long? You know what you want. When me and Dan go out to a restaurant, we've already seen that menu and we know what we're having. We stalk it out online. And I was like, no, I think I'll go with that. And he was like, it's because of that comment. He's like, have what you bloody want. And I was like, no, I'm all right. So his thing was, we had a few extra Baileys. He's like, well, you get your calories in when you drink then. You're not eating. So, yeah. I think now I would watch how I done my calories. Nothing drastic. When I was in the gym, I was going for sometimes 500-600 calories a day. That's dangerous. No wonder my hypoglycemia was like this. It is dangerous, but I like to think I have a good relationship with food now. I'm not saying you don't have demons, guys. I don't think we will ever be happy with our bodies. I don't think we will ever be in a headspace where, you know what, I'm good. There's always going to be something niggling. For me, there is always. I'm always going to have that demon on my shoulder, like, shouldn't be eating that. You could lose a bit of weight with that. Instead of sitting on your ass doing that, go out and do that. There's always going to be something. But it's being in control of it. When you lose control of it, that's it. For me, that is when game goes over. And I don't want to get back to that. And I like to think, yes, I'm a little bit chubbier now than I was, but I will lose it when I'm ready, when I have the time. I don't have time for a lot of things at the moment, guys. And life is very chaotic. As I say, in the new year, I know people say like, oh, the diet starts Monday and in the new year, but genuinely by the new year, I'm hoping to have some stability just to be in one house. And then, as I say, I'll still be at mum's a couple of weeks, but just to have the base to know where I am. I've got the kitchen now, so we can start with the prepping and that. I just need to get dishes. That's all I need, bakeware dishes. That's the last thing. But yeah, and I think it's just about learning. And as I say, I'm very much a thing, if any of my friends are like, oh, God, I'm not feeling it today, I'm looking F. I'm like, you're looking F? You're looking fabulous. Let's turn that F into fabulous. And then Dan says, but you don't practice what you preach, because you'll turn around and call yourself F. And I'm like, potato. If I can make someone else feel good, for me, I take that over making myself feel good. But yeah, now I have someone who tries to make me feel good. And it's nice, you know. The last one, my lovelies, I hope you're ready. This is a long one. Hi, Shannon. This is a subject close to my heart. At about 15 years old, I decided I was too big. I really wasn't when I look back. I started to make myself sick after eating. Not just after meals, but even a snack, just like an apple. I couldn't just stop eating as I love food too much, but I didn't have the willpower. My mum and dad would have noticed if I had have done, and they were very strict, so I wouldn't have got away with it just of not eating at the time. I never binged loads and made myself sick. I had control over how much, but as I didn't want to get fat, I did it after everything I ate. So several times a day, and I was hungry all the time. I remember once I was at a friend's house, and I'd also tried xxLeighxx, a chocolate laxative. You could get years ago. Does anyone know that? Oh wow, I didn't know that. And I almost pooped myself at my friend's house. Never again did I do that. Joking aside though, it was very horrible and isolating, and I kept it mostly a secret, until one day I confessed to a friend and she said, "Oh well, at least you've lost a bit of weight though." Wasn't a friend after that. If my friend come to me and said they'd been binging, making themselves sick, whatever, they would get a very, very big hug, probably a sharp little slap. I'd be "What are you doing?" A big hug, and I would inundate them, telling them how perfect they was and why on earth was they putting themselves through that. That would be me. I'm glad that wasn't a friend after. Shortly after that, with stomach pains and heartburn, I just decided to stop, as I was worried about what it was going to be doing for my health at long term, and it went on for maybe 6 months. What my supposed friend said to me made me think she was kind of normalising what I did with it being not as bad as I'd lost a bit of weight. That's how girls and women are made to feel, and they shouldn't look a certain way, i.e. I need a thigh gap, I need to be very slim. Even when I stopped, I weighed myself all the time, read calories, wrote everything down I ate and the calories in it, and I wouldn't go over a certain amount. I was a bit happier in my 20s with my weight, even after my first 2 kids were born, and when I had my 3rd daughter, I thought I had a bit more weight to lose. Being my 3rd pregnancy, it took a while to lose it, and I was so miserable. However, now I'm 51 and I hate my body as I'm going through an early menopause, and after 40 your metabolism seems to stop working altogether, it seems. I think this whole thigh gap thing, I can't lie, I've been on that. I need a thigh gap. Why have I not got a thigh gap? I will never, ever, ever have a thigh gap. You know what I'll have permanently? Chub rub. Because even when I tried to lose weight on my legs in the gym, they toned. I actually got a bit of muscle in my legs. They never once stopped rubbing together. But you know how I look at it now? I have to look on the brighter side. If I was sitting on the toilet and dropped my phone, there ain't no way that phone's going down the toilet. My thighs have got my back. I have to think of something comical because I can't lie on holiday. It's uncomfortable. Walking, say in your bikini, that friction, like my chub rub, mixed with my cellulite and mixed with my stretch marks were like tigers between my legs. They went red, they went raised, and I felt horrendous. Dan looked at them and was like, "They are beautiful." And I was like, "Stop it." He was like, "No, that's what makes you you." He calls them tiger stripes. And I'm like, no. But I've realised now I can never change that. Even when I was in the gym, 6 months working legs, arms, I could not change it. So why am I going to keep stressing over it if I can't change it? And I know I've busted a bollock to try and change that and nothing happened. They got a bit more toned, but guess what? They were still bloody rubbing together. I can't do anything. I can't do anything. So stop stressing over it, Shan, and try and focus on something that you can do, which when I lose weight, it tends to go off my chins a little and my face. That's what I'm going to aim for. Hopefully a little slimmer face. I haven't been able to exercise for the last few years because of my health and needing a major operation and recovering from it. I used to do lots of power walking and would use that to kind of balance out my sweet tooth and having to worry about too many calories. My mum said I must have had body dysmorphia, as even when I was a size 8, I said I had a fat bum and I wouldn't even go in the sea unless I took a towel with me right to the edge of the shoreline, as I didn't want anyone to see it. Darling, if you had a big bunda, people pay to have that. You got it for natting. I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say for natural. You see what I mean, guys? My brain, I'm putting 2 words together. What is wrong with me? As my mum says, I never was at any size, now at 12. I never was at any size. Oh, no, hold on. Sorry, guys, this is like a big one. I'm just trying to read it. So went in the sea, took the towel to the shoreline as I didn't want anyone to see it. I'm now a size 12 and I'm not happy in my body, but then again, as my mum said, I never was at any size. She never found out to this day about me making myself sick, as I hid it pretty well, and I was worried sick when my eldest put weight on at uni and said she was too big. I didn't want history repeating itself. She's only a size 8 now and is very active and sporty and has a good diet. I just don't want her to go the other way and be miserable like I was. There's so much pressure to look a certain way, and it's not only with your weight. Oh, you need lip filler, a boob job, a nose job, Botox. And it's sad to see young attractive women in their 20s making these decisions, and I actually think they end up looking worse. I think there is a prime example for that, and people can come for me and my opinion. I think Katie Price was so pretty when she was natural. I saw a photo of her on a beach a couple of weeks ago and I thought it was something, what has that lady done to herself? But I feel like that has been done through, potentially along the lines of mental abuse. I feel she might not have been spoken to nicely along her years growing up, and she now just feels she has to compensate and she has to look a certain way. But when you look at pictures of Katie Price, original days with her curly hair, I thought like, and a lot of Geordie Shore girls, and Only Way is Essex, there is this stigma of you need this, you need this, you need this. And I'm not advocating, because I had lip filler, been donkey's years now though, guys. I think I'm going into like 3-4 years without me filler, which, don't lie, sometimes I do think just a little bit, just to plump it up. But I haven't been at the point where I was obsessed over it. I would have my filler, let it dissolve a good year, 18 months, and then go for a little top up. I'd only have 0.5, and it was more for me my top lip. My bottom lip I was fine, but I was a little bit conscious of my top lip. But I'm sitting here now thinking, if I've got some spare cash, might plump them up for an occasion, but it's not at the forefront of my mind. I think it is rammed down everyone's throat, and yeah, I hope, as I say, your daughter seems a smart one. She's going to be good. I was underweight, not though trying to be, after I had my youngest from breastfeeding for a long period of time, and I looked ill. And at that point, for once, I didn't care about limiting my food. Yeah, I was still underweight, and everyone would comment on it. I wondered if they'd have commented if I'd have put loads of weight on. Maybe they would. It's not nice either way to fat shame anyone or skinny shame them either. And I'm sorry I've blabbed on. You can condense this down, otherwise it might be a long video. I love comments like this. I love you guys getting involved. And as I say, I think you can't please everyone. Whether, guys, we put a bit of weight on, we lose a bit of weight, everyone is going to comment. No one's going to be happy, are they? I said to Dan, I was like, you watch, next year, I'll drop myself down. And then you watch, I'll probably get them same people that said I was chubby, now say I'm too slim. You can't win. So I'm going to do me. Next year, I will go on a little bit of a health kick, but I will get to a point where I want within fitness and not what I think I have to for everyone else. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for sending your stories in on this one. I do think it is a big issue, and I do think it's a big topic, and I think it needs to be spoke about a lot more, because I know I'm going to feed you. Talking about food, I know we're going to feed you. You need to do it for yourself. You can't do it for anyone else. You have to do it for yourself in your own mind. You have to have your own sanity and clarity as to what on earth you want to do with your life, how you want to look. Don't let people's negative opinions take that toll on you. And I know that's easier said than done, by guys, but we have good days, we have bad days. It's all a part of a learning curve. But as I say, if you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below, and say, leave me a comment. Have you had any struggles or any tips or tricks that you could help any of us along the way? But take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.